Yeah. It's your life.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. All right. See, we got a whole bunch of people in the room, as usual. We are here for the liquidity farm class. I see Vlad's in the room.
Hello.
Vlad, if you're ready to go. I'm not sure, is Moti attending today? I haven't seen him yet in the
Yeah,
room.
I don't think so, no.
Okay. All right. So Vlad, first I want to say I appreciate everything you're doing. I'm excited about this, and I'm just kind of sitting back and watching. So if I could help, facilitate in any way, please let me know. I'm looking forward to this class. So without any further ado, I'm going to turn it over to you. There's Melanie. Mel's in the house. Let me make you a co-host, Mel, and then we'll get started here.
Oh,
Melanie.
hello, Melanie. Hello, Micah.
Hey, Vlad. How are you?
Yeah,
Good. How are you?
Here.
Thank you for inviting.
Absolutely.
So, Vlad, the floor is yours. Just take run with it.
So
We got a whole bunch of hungry people here looking to learn.
Okay, so one more time, hello to everyone. Let me share my screen. So just small update on what we had before. Not an update, just reminder, the place we stopped on the previous lesson. We were we had two different positions of provided liquidity. This is the first one. Wait a second, I will do it. So the liquidity provider provided a liquidity from the within the range from 20 to 26. And we also opened positions here on a leveler. They're gone out of range, and today we're gonna explore and study what actually happened inside this position and what we're gonna do next. So this is for today lesson. So as always, new presentation. So this is the starting point. One more time, the deposit price was like $23, and the range was from 20 to 26. And there are a few scenarios that possibly can happen. Scenario number one, the price goes up. What it actually means that all your AVAXs that were here are converted for USDC. And this means that this LP turning into this kind of LP. So the composition of your position, of your funds, is changing from the one USDC and two avalanches to fully USDC. And you see, I also add some small extra piece of USDC just because for two reasons. The first one is trading fees. So the main reason why liquidity provider provides the liquidity is to gain trading fees. And during this price change, you gain some fees. And the second reason is the price change itself. What I mean? So if you start with this combination, means that you bought these AVAXs on the price of 23. And then each part of these AVAXs were sold depending on the price of the price bin. So this means that this AVAX is sold for 23, this part is sold for $24, this one for 25, and this one is sold, the last one piece is sold for the $26, which means that it's sold higher than you bought. Hence, you have some profits. And this small extra piece is generated by the fees and by the price exposure. So I hope you got this concept. And there is also the second scenario. The price goes down, and it means that all USDC that were provided by the liquidity provider are converted into the avalanches. And now, if you want to like withdraw your funds, you will be able to withdraw only AVAXs. And again, the small piece generated by fees, and also the lower the price of your buying means that you can buy more AVAXs. I think it's quite obvious. So if you have some amount of USDC, you can buy some. For example, here, if you have some USDC and the price of AVAX is 23, means that you will buy some, how to say, you will buy some exact amount of AVAX, and the lower the price you will buy, you will be able to buy more AVAXs automatically. This means that you also gain some greater amount of AVAXs. So I hope everything is clean here. As always, I'm reading a chat. So if everything is clear, we can continue. Wait a second. Sorry for that. So here we have two scenarios. The first one scenario is when the price goes up from 22 to 26.5. And the second scenario where the price drops down from $23 per AVAX to $20 per AVAX. And in these two scenarios, in the first scenario, you are full with USDC as a liquidity provider. And in the another one, you are full with AVAXs. And let's explore this, the difference between these two scenarios. So in the very start, when the price was 23, the actual value of provided liquidity cost 69. How I calculate this? Very easily. So we had three different parts of our provided value, and each of them cost $23 because the price of AVAX was 23. And now you end up with the same three parts of liquidity, which didn't change the price because USDC is not changing their price. Like one USDC always costs $1 because it's stable coin. But we gained some fees and some greater amount of USDC based on of this quarter. I already explained how we get this quarter. And as it's quarter, I'm just multiplying 3 plus quarter multiplied on the price of the USDC at 23, and we have $74.75. And this what we gained by farming. We had 69 and gained up to 74.75. But what if we're not farming, but only holding? So let's just compare farming to holding. In this case, our AVAXs would not be converted to USDC, and we would have the same amount of AVAXs, but we will miss this small part that we gain as fees and price exposure. So let's calculate this one. The USDC part is not changing its value, so it's still 23. But then these two AVAXs will cost more because the price moved from 23 to 26.5. And if we calculate this, we would have $76. So actually, we could earn more by just holding versus farming. Let's now take a look into, wait a moment. I hope everything is clear up to this moment. Dear chat, give me any feedback if I need to maybe hold on and repeat something. Yeah, looks like everything is clear. So now let's take a look at seconds. I have something in chat. Farming is same as selling. Not really. We will go to another scenario. Farming is always selling and buying, depending where the price is going. Cool, thank you. Now let's go to this second scenario where the price drops from 23 to 20. The same, like 69, but now we are here with a full x-axis and a small piece generated by fees and exposure. And so I multiplied 3.25 on the new price. In this scenario, the price drops to 20 and it would be 65. And I will compare it to the holding. And in this case, the one USDC is not changing the price. So it's 23. And these two AVAXs now cost less and it's 20. And altogether it's 63. So in this scenario, we like outperform the holding. But in the previous scenario, we underperform the holding. Is holding means the same as lending tokens? No, holding means just holding, that you just buy and hold it on your account. So I hope everything is clear here. And why I gone so deeply into studying how your value is changing is because there is a metric called impermanent loss. And this metric is a farming versus holding. They always just making a comparison of farming and holding because if you provide liquidity, you need to understand that it is better than just holding something. And sometimes it's better and sometimes it was than just holding. And all this depends on a few parameters. The first one is the amount of the generated fees. So imagine the token would stay within some very small range all the time, so almost not changing its price, and you're still generating a lot of fees, and your portfolio combination is not changing. This is the perfect scenario for impermanent loss. But on the other hand, if the price change is very high, the volatility is very high. Volatility is the, by the way, amount of ups and downs. And if the volatility is really high, it means that you can underperform the holdings. And there is some kind of rule for you to understand it better. So the narrower is your range, your impermanent loss may be higher, and the wider is your range, the lower is impermanent loss. Also, I would like to make I want you to not be obsessed with the word loss, because it's not usually a loss. For example, here in the first scenario, you had 69 and you finish with 74. So you lost nothing, you're really profitable, but still you have the impermanent loss because you gained less than holding. And in the liquidity farming, impermanent loss means a cost of opportunity, because you have an opportunity to earn the fees, and the cost of this opportunity is impermanent loss. So how to mitigate or how to work with impermanent loss? There are like few different strategies to work with it. So I'm looking in chat. So farming is only profitable when the price is dropping. Not really. So as I told you, even in the first scenario where when the price going up, you're still profitable, but not such as a holding. And this is only a scenario, like we don't really know how much fees you can generate. For example, you can generate you can double all your in this example, we had 3 coins and generate just another quarter, but it can be another way. You can generate like another 3 coins, and it would be a way greater than just holding. It all depends on the market conditions, on how much the price fluctuates, and so on. So sometimes it's profitable, sometimes it's not. Let's go next. This is why you see the bots out there. LPs markets more when they work together with bots. If you use the assets like Ethereum, AVAX, one may make more even if the other goes down. Combination with bots. To be honest, like liquidity providing is a cutting edge technology, and nobody really knows how to use it in the best way. I even had a conversation with a really big, actually the biggest European fund, hedge fund, which has a crypto. They had a crypto department, and they are not using concentrated liquidity. They are fully convinced that it's not profitable. But on the other hand, there are some other hedge funds, crypto funds, that using concentrated liquidity, and they're gaining like crazy. They have huge return on investment, and they super deep in concentrated liquidity. And also the leveler, the protocol that we built, we have some special structure and special opportunities to overcome the impermanent loss. And we will also study it further. Bots can drive market sideways. This keeps tokens in specific range to create more transaction within ranges. Yeah, bots is some another story. I will not cover these topics right now. I hope for the most people it's clear right now. So we have impermanent loss. It's a comparison between farming and holding. You can mitigate the impermanent loss by selecting a wider range. And this is the opportunity cost of liquidity provision. But what to do with the positions that we got? Like in the first scenario, you are full with USDC. In the second scenario, you are full with AVAXes. And if the price will come back, so let's go back. So you see in this scenario too, the price is $20. And if the price will come back, all your AVAXes will be swapped again back to your USDC, and you will came back to the same composition that you have in the very start, plus all the fees. This is like the perfect scenario for the liquidity provision. And also the same can happen to the first scenario. The price may fall down from 26.5 back to 23, and you'll come back to the same composition. All your impermanent loss will be set to 0 again, as in the very start. And you will just gain a fees that completely like free, yeah? So the first thing that we can do after our position gone out of range is just to wait until the price comes back. But if the price will not come back, the another thing that we can do is rebalancing. So rebalancing means that we will convert our USDC back, and so this means buy some AVAXes. And again, select some range, provide liquidity and farm fees, or sell some AVAXs, like in the second scenario, and buy some USDC, and again open new position and start farming. This is called rebalancing, and rebalancing also helps the liquidity provider, but it also creates, on the other hand, it creates some risks. So if we will rebalance really every time we're going out of range, it will look like this. So the price goes up, we're out of AVAX, they all are sold, so we are full with USDC, and to rebalance, we need to make a buy. We need to buy AVAXs to provide liquidity again. And this means that we will buy on top and sell on bottom every time, because on the bottom, when the price goes down, we will be full with AVAXs and we need to sell them to buy some USDC and to provide liquidity again. So every time you will do like anti-trading, I don't know how it's called, it's just, you will buy on top and sell on bottom. That's why rebalancing should be always considered, like if it's really necessary, if there is no other way. So tell me if everything is clear up to this moment. So yeah, looks like everything is clear. Good. So if everything is clear, let's take a look into our position. Oh, sorry. I occasionally switched off the, 1 second. I beg your pardon. Yeah, so now let's take a look at the positions that we opened on the previous lesson. We had two positions, one very narrow range, the other one were out of range, awaiting the price going into it, and this scenario worked out and we earned something. So here, like, we earned $3 and the position size were 36, so it's almost like 8%, which is really quite big return on investment, especially if we compare to the traditional markets. It's great return on investment. And now, if I want to close my position, like, I have feeling that the price now, by the way, of AVAX is 34, and I'm not thinking that it will go back to 24. So I want to close my position and take my funds. And they say to me that I will take back 0 AVAXs because it's clear. This is this scenario. 1 second. Yeah, so we have where is it? Yeah, so we have this scenario. All our AVAXs are turned into USDC, so we can now withdraw only USDC. 21 USDC. I close it. As I remember, I opened this position with like $20. Now we take back 21.88. Sorry, I hear.
In that room, right? Okay, well, there you go. Perfect. Form then.
Can we mute somebody to not hear? Perfect. So now I'm closed the position. I confirm my transaction. And I also will close this one because it's also out of range. And what I'm gonna do, I have a few options. As I told you, first one, rebalance. And the second one, which is more secured, is to open out a French position. I will show you. So the price now is 34, and as it's grow up dramatically for the last weekend, for the last week, I expecting the price to have some corrections or something. So I will only select this range up to 30, for example, and provide and create out of range liquidity. So the price is the current price is out of my range. This means that I will create out of range position with only USDC. So let's make it like 20, and I will open a position. And this is a bet on price going down. And if the price will go down, I will buy some AVAXs and not just buy, but it will be converted with some extra fees for me. I think it's quite good. And if the price will go up, so in case if I'm wrong, nothing happened. So I lose nothing. My 20 USDC will be waiting there and not losing a price. So it's really like win-win situation. Or I win, or I not lose. Not so bad actually. For some reason the position didn't open. Let's try again. So from here, 30, $20, create new position. Yeah, it shows me some P&L of like loss 1 cent. I think it's just some fee for opening a position. And I will open another position based on, I expect the price to be within this range. And in this time, I will provide 10 USDC and 1 AVAX. Create new position, approve. I have a question. What would be the advantage if his original position had a wider range in anticipation of AVAX going up? The advantage would be that you will sell your AVAXs for the higher price. This means that it would be more like better. You will have greater profits. If it's a bull market, does it make sense to have range expecting price of AVAX to go up? Yeah, exactly. So it's all about our expectations. Usually when you just buy and hold, all your expectation is about price to go up. You can go to some exchange and short. This is about expectations, price go down. Here we also have, with the liquidity farming, we can select a range within price will be all the time. And we don't really care about up or down. We just need to find a perfect range where the price will stay as long as possible. There is something similar to the holding on a spot, but also there is a difference. And as I already showed you, this difference between farming and holding is called impermanent loss. You can actually even calculate this impermanent loss. You can Google like impermanent loss calculator. There are like great different amounts of them, and check how much you how the change of portfolio composition will affect your value. but these calculators are not taking into account trading fees. So usually it's like the worst scenario that can happen. Aren't the gas fees to open around? Yeah, the gas fees are depending on the network. Depending on network condition, the gas fee may be different. I open a very small positions just to show you what's going on. And usually the liquidity provision should be made with like some greater amount so that the gas fees are not really changing any profit or does not impact your P&L. So it sounds like it's not necessary to take a position in anticipation of price going up or down. Yes, exactly. We need to select the perfect range because if your range will be not tight enough, you will lose some capital efficiency. And in case if it will be not, I'm sorry, if the range would be not narrow enough, you will lose some capital efficiency. And if the range would be not wide enough, you will be out of range. I remind you that when you're out of range, you're not gaining any fees. Like your liquidity is not used, so you are not gaining any fees anymore until you're out of range. And if you want to rebalance, you will put yourself in some anti-trading, as I showed here. So it sounds like it's not necessary to take a position. How do I determine the perfect range? It's a really good question. There are different models, really. As I just told you, the liquidity provision is very, very new technology, and like the financial world is only studying it. But here on Leveler, we have some really cool stuff to deal with it, the leverage and the selected borrow, but we will cover these topics on the next lesson. So it's best to say wide range. Yeah, usually it all depends. Sometimes the volume is such high that you can set the narrow range and still be very profitable. Is there any time limit for these open positions? No, so there is no time limit. You can open and close at any time. The only that is changing is your composition, the composition of your portfolio that you can withdraw at any moment. Does P&L includes fee? Yes, the P&L on our platform includes fee and also an impermanent loss. So everything is calculated here. Are you able to place notifier for these positions? Unfortunately, not now. It's really one of the features that we want to implement, and it is on our roadmap. My advice right now, if you want to have some notifications, you can use any other site application, like even like the most popular one, like CoinMarketCap. You can download it on your smartphone and just set a notification for the some amount of for the some price. So any more questions? I expect there would be really more questions. The previous lesson, it like were a lot of them. Looks like we almost finished. How do I buy USDC? It depends on your jurisdiction. Better check centralized exchanges.
So why do we do the rebalance?
Why do we do rebalancing?
Yes.
We're doing rebalancing to continue gaining some fees, because we are gaining fees only when we are in range. This means that if we're out of range, we're full of some tokens, depending on in which direction the price gone. There is two options, so we can wait until the price came back, or rebalance our portfolio composition to open a new position and start the game again, just like we did. For example, let's open the. Also, I would like to open another out of range position that is like, for now, is bull market, and we expecting the price. For example, we're expecting the price to continue growing up. And I will create another position from the current up to, for example, 40. 40 is not allowed because I'm exceeded the amount of bins. No, like 39. In this case, I need to provide only AVAXs. I will provide one position. Yeah. What is the difference between these positions? So this one has only USDC, and this is a bet on the price going down. This one is already in range 50 to 50 from 29 to 36. So right now the price is exactly in the middle. And the third position is fully with the AVAX, and it is bet on price to go up. Also, which is really cool about liquidity provision, is that all the fees that we gain, we can reinvest and so get the compounding effect, which is the main thing in any investment is a compounding effect. What can I show you more? So unfortunately, I expected some more questions from you, but today looks like everything is quite clear. So we're done for 20 minutes faster than I expected.
I have a question.
Yes, of course.
Earlier you talked about farming and then holding.
Mm-hmm.
Is it holding the same as lending? Just put your token in there, you don't do any farming? Is that what you've been holding?
So lending and holding are really have the same exposure, but
Okay.
from the understanding, holding is when your funds are just sit on your wallet. When you lend, so when you use lending, you're lending your tokens. This means it's sitting on some another wallet or whatever, meaning that it's not holding. So lending is actually holding a tokens plus some APR, but we're not using a lending as comparison in the liquidity provision, because we have this impermanent loss, and it's a very mathematical based definition.
Mm-hmm.
So this is farming versus holding.
So when people hold, I mean, they just transfer money into the leveler and leave it there without put on the lending or without putting on the farming.
Sorry, can you?
So when you say holding, like
Mhm.
I see the platform, the leveler platform, I see the farming,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then I see the lending, but I don't see where you put holding. So if you transfer, if I transfer my token into
holding is just in your wallet here in
Oh,
MetaMask. You
okay.
can see what you have on your wallet.
Mhm. But
So
how is
this
that
is
connect to the leveler? So if I just
sorry.
if I just holding Avalanche in my wallet, I will
Mhm.
not earn anything, right?
You're like if you just hold AVAXs on your wallet,
Mhm.
you only have like exposure depending on the price. So if the price of
Yeah.
AVAX going up, you earn something. If the price
Uh-huh.
of the level, if the AVAX going down, you are losing. So
Yes.
and the same is with lending. By the way, I can
Okay.
use this 20 minutes to explain the lending pool on our platform.
Okay.
So you can provide your tokens from your wallet to the
Yeah.
leveler platform,
Mhm.
and this token would be borrowed by the traders who are by the actually farmers who want to farm with leverage. We'll
Yes.
cover how leverage working on the next lesson.
Mhm.
But usually it's working like borrowing. So you provide tokens to the lending pool and they sit there until somebody came and borrow them.
Mhm.
And during this borrow, they pay you some APR, not to you, actually to the lending pool. And then lending pool equally distribute this borrowing fee that borrower paid to the lending pool between all the lenders.
Okay.
This APR, so we have here first the supply. So all the users supplied some amount of AVAX and USDC. Also, there is some amount of already borrowed. Wait a second. We have the utilization. Utilization is the is supply divided by borrowing, and the higher is utilization, the higher is APR. So you can see here that almost even like more than half of the supplied tokens already borrowed, and this gives us a great APR. And if I will lend some more USDC, the supply will go up and the amount of borrowed tokens will stay the same. This means that utilization will go down and the APR will drop. So let's show it to you. But on the next lesson, when we will start opening the leveraged positions, we will start borrowing from this fund and the APR will grow again. So let's refresh the page. Looks like transaction didn't pass. Let's try one more time. Deposit confirmed. Yeah, you see it was 20%, $25. I add another 20 and now it's 45. The borrowing does not changing. And the utilization goes down and this lowers the APR. And now I have some display of my position on lending. It's $20 and I earning 7.8 APR right now.
Okay.
Any question based on how the lending works? Yeah, I have questions. Is it better to be in range or out of range? So usually it's better. It depends on what your bet. So, but in common sense, it's better to be in range because you're earning fees only when you are within your range.
Hello, Ralston here.
Hello.
Ralston, is that APR is per day or per, how is it calculated?
It's annual. So APR means annual percentage rate.
Okay.
So it's annualized. So if the price goes down on the one you set for going up, will you lose money? Yes, I will lose money. Not the money, I will lose value. Because this position right now that I set for the with the expectation that the price will go up, it fully consists of AVAXs right now. So if the price of AVAX will go down, I will lose value. But if in another moment the price will go up, I will gain the value back, and then the position will be in range. I will start earning some fees. Where do you see on order which token you have? You mean what token I have in the position? Let me check if we're displaying it. So you can press close and you will see what you can withdraw. And this means what is inside the position right now. So if I press close on this position, I see that I will get 20 USDC. This means that this position consists of 20 USDC right now. This position consists of 23 USDC and 0.5, almost 0.6 AVAX. And this position only with one AVAX. Lending is what? So lending is the same as lending money in real life, but you're lending not to random people, you're lending to the liquidity providers who are lending this money to provide liquidity. We will cover this on next lesson. So yeah, holding is simply not participating in leveler, right? The composition of the deposit. Yeah, let's cover. Good take. Good question. So for example, here we provide, I want to open a position, for example, a very narrow white one like this, only 8 bins. And this is how, for example, I want to provide 10 USDC. And this is how my 10 USDC will be distributed within these 8 bins that I selected as a range. But I can change the amount of tokens that will go into these bins. So when I have 50 to 50 means that this amount of USDC, the value of USDC in this position will be equal to the value of AVAX in the position, but I can change it. And for example, let's make it 75 to 25. So you see now I have less USDC into USDC bins, into the bins that are lower than the current price. And I have more AVAXs in the bins that are on the right side. So actually what I change by this ratio is how my deposited tokens are distributed. So let's, 1 second. So you can take a look like this. So right now, if I want to change the deposit ratio, it will look like this. So my USDC will be converted to AVAX and put in right side of, so like this. If we will go like very, very casual explanation. This is the deposit ratio. It changing your exposure. So if you have more AVAXs, it means that when the price will go down, you will experience more loss because you have more AVAXs. And if the price will go up, you'll experience more gains because the price of the AVAXs is rising. Lending, is there a time range or
But this-
leave in as long as you want until you withdraw? Yeah, with lending, one more thing with lending. So when you are lending a tokens, you can withdraw it at any moment except one scenario is when the utilization is 100%. So this means that if some token are borrowed, you need to wait until they would be returned. So if all the supply tokens within the pool are borrowed, this means that utilization of the supply token is 100%, you will not be able to draw it. But it's not such a bad scenario because during the 100% utilization, you will have like crazy APR, really crazy. It would be up to like 100 or 150. It's very big during the such high utilization. So all the borrowers will feel a need of closing their position and returning a debt because they will pay very high fees. And also this big APR will, on another side, force other investor to invest in this lending pool, and this will lower the utilization and will give you an opportunity to withdraw. So two reasons why high utilization will force people to lower it. Maybe in the future can add showing tokens on front so you don't need to push. Yes, good recommendation. We will actually need to add this display the composition of the position. It's true. Knowing how to get around on the platform is important, but as a marketing guy, I want the bottom line. If I provide 1,000, how much will I make and in what time frame? And what do I need to do to make it? What is the reasonable amount of risk versus reward? In the future, there are the kind of things that will help me most. So one more time, everything depends on the market. So if we have a good volume, if the market is growing up, I just showed that my previous position made 10% while gone out of range. So if it would stay within range, it would gain even more than 10%. And this is only 1 week past. So this is an example what would be the rewards. And the risk is the same. Like for this moment, we didn't take any leverage. So we had non-liquidation risk or something. So the risk was almost the same as holding your holding AVAX on your spot account or wallet. excellent explanation. How many positions can you create? Is there a limit? Thanks. No, you can create whatever amount of positions you need. My advice to create on this while we all are just starting, create as much as possible and explore. As I told you, liquidity provision is a like very high end, super new to the financial world, and it's not explored. You can find some new strategy, something new way to some new approach, and be in front of all people, and this will give you an advantage. So do not be afraid of experimenting. Open different position, explore them, and gain your own experience.
Vlad, I'm going to jump in real quick. We have a meeting at the top of the hour, which we will have every week at the top of the hour. So what you just went over is amazing. It's got my wheels spinning. I'm sure other people too. So we're looking forward to continuation with this learning platform, and very soon all getting very active with it. So greatly appreciate you. And we're going to bring this one to a close. Folks, those of you who are plugging in to Level Up with Ray, we'll get started in just a few minutes. Come join us over there. And always remember, the best is yet to come. To God be the glory. Thanks, Vlad.
Thank you, Vlad.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure for me as always. Any feedback is highly appreciated. Thank you. Thank you for attention. Bye-bye. Have a good day.